What's cracking, YouTube? Today I want to show you how to um, illegally bank offshore. Now, what do I mean when I say offshore? Basically, I mean anywhere that is outside of your country or residence that you have an established bank account. So pretty self-explanatory there. If I was a US citizen and opened an account in, say, Greece, the account I opened in Greece would be considered an offshore account. Now, something to keep in mind here is that offshore banking is not illegal. However, that is under a certain condition. You have to let the US government know that you are opening an offshore bank account. But there's one problem with this, and that's the fact that we get taxed on our offshore account. And the reason we're opening up the offshore account is to completely avoid taxes. And the way you're going to do this is by hiding the fact that you have an offshore account completely from the US government. So, it's very easy to do. All you have to do is just keep your mouth shut and don't tell anybody you're doing it, otherwise they might snitch on you, whatever. And the people that keep all this together basically require you to send reports of your balances to the IRS, and failure to comply or failure to do this will result in fines or even jail time. So, since we're hiding the fact that we have an offshore account, we won't have to send anything at all to the US government because they have no idea we have this offshore account. So, how are we going to do this? How is this going to work? So, say for example, a very wealthy individual, such as ourselves over here in the United States, have a very large piece of property, and we do not want to pay our property tax on this plot of land that we have. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a shell company. Here I have my shell company, Weed Incorporated. Now what we're going to want to do with this shell company is we are going to want to store it in an offshore tax haven. And I'll explain what that is in a second. And we're going to want to put it under a different name and transfer ownership to this property. So we're going to throw this over in Switzerland, and I'll also explain why Switzerland in just a few moments. Additionally, you can also establish subsidiaries in offshore tax havens to avoid paying the 35% corporate tax in the United States. So putting more subsidiaries over in Switzerland would allow you to not pay the 35% corporate tax. Now, what is a tax haven? A tax haven is basically a country, state, or territory with very relaxed tax laws. So what does this mean for us? Well, basically it means we do not have to pay any income tax at all, or at least very little. So for us, this is a very big benefit. Now, additionally, tax havens also provide banking services to individuals who want to hold their assets offshore in order to dodge taxes. So the homeboys over in Switzerland are basically kind of helping us out with this one. So why Switzerland? Well, Switzerland allows wealthy individuals to shield both their income from taxes and their identity. And that's the key word here, is identity, because we're not trying to get caught by the US government. So the fact that they're hiding our identity in an offshore account is huge, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So now we still have Weed Incorporated over in Switzerland, and what we're going to do is we're going to transfer all of our assets over there as well. So now we have a shell company and all of our assets in an offshore account that we're not getting taxed on at all, and we are making a lot of money. And that's the idea, really, is all this really is completely avoiding your taxes. So this would be considered tax evasion. That's why it's illegal. So, And If you didn't want to put it in Switzerland, additionally, you can do the Bermuda down under the United States, or like the Cayman Islands even, because they also offer full protection from corporate profits. So definitely something to keep in mind there as well. But other than that, that is pretty much it on offshore banking. I hope you got some good information out of this, and I hope you can start applying this in the real world. And I'll catch you in the next video.